I'm Phoenix Wright, and I'm pressing X to doubt the intentions of this man. At all times.
He's gonna murder her.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Mr. Wright.
Just leaves.
Oh.
Look, pal. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day.
I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here.
But I've already told you all I can.
What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Ooh.
Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous.
Oh?
Oh. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Edgeworth is always right.
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise.
So he talks about me, huh?
Aw. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
But he does talk about me. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person?
I immediately thought, no, not an individual, an organization. It's totally drug smuggling.
Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Dick Gumshoe.
Emma Sky.
Mike Meekins.
Say Emma. You know what happens. Like, why not? It's wrong.
You want me to say Emma?
No.
Scared of your sister.
Our friend Emma in this chat.
Yes. Take that! Well, Miss Sky?
That slow motion turn.
You are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. Why'd you spill your beans?
God.
My apologies.
That slow turn gets me every time.
Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant.
Whoa.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
Mayhaps this list.
Take that! I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. If it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
I'm gonna do something to Emma, right? Come now.
Blackmail, I guess.
You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I'm guessing that this is Gant, but I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car.
Shoe off.
The trunk's lock was broken.
It is really weird. She just kind
Knife
of ripped
out.
his shoe off. And like... How was she trying to do it? Just drag him out by the leg?
And I discovered that murder weapon while dragging the body out by the leg. Well, inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. Ooh.
The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Sorry,
What the heck?
that would be Edgeworth's knife?
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him.
Why did you need to stab him again?
I think
Taking the
so
knife
that
out.
it would be less obvious. Like, because the SL9 knife is kind of... Really? That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand?
Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Ms. Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly?
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So, you hid Dark's knife?
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened, and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
Ooh. Didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
Gant already knows.
That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
His theme song.
Yeah. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
he disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence, in case you forgot.
He had already stolen the ID card. But it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room.
How did he do his hair here?
He pulled it up in a bun and hid it under his hat.
Okay.
I don't know.
After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room?
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana...
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator.
Why is he an investigator?
Please,
That's how this court system works.
don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons.
Ow.
I've got to get to the bottom of everything.
Got to get my hands on some holy water.
I've got to perform an exorcism. Detective Goodman's real murderer, Danny Phantom.
But not Danny Fenton, because he seems like a good kid.
Exactly. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Neil Marshall, technically.
Oh, okay. Well.
Okay,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you for not doing it.
But you know who did?
No!
I'm really sorry. I'm the one who said I was gonna lose it if someone made another joke.
And here we are.
Act?
This is the defendant lobby, alright. But there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be?
In the detention center.
And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if...
She was murdered.
Is it?
It's
Something's been happening behind.
I
don't
think it's
think
Gant.
him.
It's not. I'm
Something's
almost
been
certain it's not
happening behind the scenes. Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Edgeworth, why did you say that like 3 times in several different voices?
I was having an identity crisis.
I was practicing. I know you like to do impressions in court, and I thought I should step up my game.
Aw.
Aww.
Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is.
Did Edward just compliment Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did indeed.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty.
More than 3.
But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here. To hear what you have to say.
He wants to listen to you, Phoenix. He misses you.
Oh my god.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this.
He trusts you so.
Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. I'm gonna get out my pencils and my pens, and I'm gonna... The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it.
He's like, come on, Edgeworth, come on. We know you. We know you want the.
See you in court, right? Dare I say, wink. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now.
Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye.
Ah,
Gotta
every
have
trial.
The fan chant now.
Every trial, that judge voice is like music to my ears.
Every trial, that judge voice gets a little worse.
False. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
I'm gonna change the rules of the court just cuz.
Chief Gant.
Will you marry me?
No! Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Would you be drowning at the pool?
He doesn't know
Because
how
of
to
my
swim.
He can't
osteoporosis.
swim.
Stop!
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. You guys appreciate this fully.
I did. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this I practiced for this proposal shit of yours?
Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. God, I hate it when he opens his eyes.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she has to say, I feel she should be granted her request.
Having a standing desk is very dangerous because now I can easily do all of the poses in court.
Good.
Ooh.
In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
I mean, normally you have the defendant testify anyway, so like I don't see how this is unprecedented.
What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial.
I'm guilty.
Huh?
I confess to all charges against me.
I was
being
gonna say, you
blackmailed.
joke, but
Yeah.
On February 21 of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office with Edgeworth's knife.
Thank you, I was gonna make that joke if you didn't. No, Lana! Objection! You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright,
You're fired.
I no longer require your services.
Yep.
Ooh.
But Lana!
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney.
I was gonna be like, if it's a public defender, you didn't hire him anyway, but
I don't think he is.
I mean, we watched her hire him.
The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence.
That's not...
Yeah. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you...
Fuck happening?
Hello?
Pie baking in the
fucking
microwave
dropping-
in the toaster oven is getting a little rowdy. And I share a wall with the kitchen. No, it's just like, Lana's like, you're fired. Phoenix just starts throwing the evidence from the court record on the ground. Guess I won't be needing this then! The vase shatters again.
God. The first hymn of the day.
Feels good.
many more
Well,
follow.
the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although it is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial. Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
Well, rip you, Mr. Wright. She's different.
This can't be happening. How I feel about the trial is not how the trial goes.
Technically, she is the same as him because he also represented himself in court. Anyway, it appears the time for this verdict has arrived. Or the verdict has arrived, not this. Okay. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Oh.
One moment, Your Honor.
Oh.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt.
Didn't know that was a part of this court system.
Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, hmm?
This would be such a red flag in a real court.
This man is full of red flags.
And Edgeworth is covered in them.
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
This is a man in the shape of a red flag. What?
But Gant has pink glasses on. Everything looks like a red flag to him. When you have rose-colored glasses on, all the red flags just look like flags.
Whoa.
As I quote BoJack Horseman.
Incredible.
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be.
Your youth.
With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, hmm? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
Well, now instead of just doing that on his own, he's doing it to help Phoenix, so, he has better motive.
I keep reflexively crossing my arms. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh? To whom?
I don't even remember who the first witness was.
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to
I don't care what you think, Ms. Skye.
Power move.
Damn.
Damn.
The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request.
The judge just really likes Edgeworth because he's willing to go back on this immediately.
That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
You'll
Jesus.
have to die right after this. Mark my
Imagine the
words.
chief of police threatening you in the middle of court.
Yeah.
He'd probably be arrested.
Ms. Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. And I think that's
So
pretty
Right,
sexy of
court
him.
group now.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like, does anyone else feel a little warm in here?
Why
He's
is the
literally
music
just-
gone.
He's literally just being both sides of the court right now. Like, Phoenix has not said anything since the first minute. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye.
I'm student.
My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
Your occupation is not sister.